evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Lebanon area homeschool production of It's a Madhouse. We'd like to thank you for being here with us tonight, as it's always an honor for each and every one of you to show up to support these young adults and all of their hard work for each night. I'd like to shout out and thank the families, actors, drama committee members, local businesses, and the parents that take time to drive their kids, their young adults, to practice, or behind the scenes of the production, to put the production on. I'd also like to give the acknowledgement to our wonderful director who makes these performances spectacular each year. And all her hard work that she puts into each and every one of the actors. I'm sure it's not an easy job. In your program, there is a number of local businesses that have supported the production. The young adults will be performing for you guys tonight. So we ask that you take some time to look over them all and give some love, because we wouldn't have such amazing opportunities without each and every one of them. Therefore, if you haven't grabbed one yet, they are located at the entrance, so feel free to grab one at any time. If you're interested in getting to know the cast, we have a spot just for that, which is located in the middle of your program. So feel free to read them, at the end of the production, you can embarrass some of the cast by sharing a fun fact they wrote down in their bio. If you do not wish to keep your programs, there will be boxes located at the exit. You can put them in on your way out. There will be a 15-minute intermission halfway through, so don't worry if you're like me who can't sit still for long. The restrooms are located up the stairs to your left. There's also restrooms located to your left, right over there. And for handicap accessibility, there is the doors right there, and you'll just follow them up there to the restrooms. And for our friends who might suffer from migraines or epilepsy, we'd like to inform you there may be some flashing lights, and that could affect you. So please, watch with caution. Our production is being videotaped, so it is very important that you silence your phones and please, quiet your babies. Once again, thank you everyone who came out to see this performance, and thank you, Brooke, for all of the years of directing these masterpieces. Let's pray. Dear Lord, I pray unto you tonight that you just give calm peace of mind to all of the actors tonight as they perform. I pray that the people out there in the audience have an enjoyment and enjoy the time they have today. And I just pray that you make this tonight amazing. I pray that you just shine through all of these kids. I thank you for all of the amazing businesses and amazing people that have put money into this performance. And I just pray unto you that you give this night we give it all to you. And I just pray, again, thank you, Lord, for everything. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. And now, what I like to present, the LAH production of It's a Madhouse.
As you can see, Mr. Pembroke, I have prepared the will according to your exact specifications.
I would expect nothing less, Lorraine. You have certainly put a great deal of effort into this.
Indeed I have. Every detail that you requested is included, and I have ensured that there will be no misunderstanding when it comes to your wishes.
Are you certain?
Absolutely. As your lawyer, I can assure you that your plans will be followed to the letter. But Mr. Pembroke, I have to ask you one last time. Are you certain that this is what you want to do?
Yes, Lorraine, I'm absolutely certain. I am also certain that this must be done quickly. Time is of the essence.
Very well. In that case, if you will sign the finished document, I will take care of the rest.
And now that my affairs are in order, I am prepared for whatever may befall me.
Can we get started already? I won't know how much I'm getting.
Russell, need I remind you that it took your father 75 years to build the fortune that you are so desperate to get your greedy little hands on. Waiting another 5 minutes won't kill you.
No, but I think it's killed Grandmama. See? She's dead.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Russell. Grandmama isn't dead. She's only sleeping.
I don't hear any snoring.
That's how you know she's sleeping.
That makes absolutely no sense.
As much as it pains me, I must agree with Russell. What are we waiting for? Everyone is here.
Not everyone.
Who is missing?
Your dear sister. Remember her?
Pansy? Oh, please. We don't even know if she is going to show up at all.
That's right. She didn't even show up to her own wedding.
You know she had a perfectly good reason for that.
Yes. It turns out she's philosophically opposed to marriage.
I just wish she had told her fiancé that before they planned the whole thing.
So does her fiancé.
Yes, well, you know Pansy. She felt it would make a more dramatic statement that way.
You rang.
Yes, Holmson. Please bring me a small glass of water and a very large aspirin.
I'm sorry, sir, but we only have the regular size aspirin.
It was a joke.
Oh, yes, I see. Very amusing, sir. Aha, aha, ha, ha.
He never asked me what I wanted.
That's because he doesn't like you very much, Russell. No one does.
That's not true. A lot of people like me.
Name one.
All right. Let me think. Someone who likes me. Someone who likes me. Aha, I've got it. Grandmama. She likes me very much.
Don't be so sure.
I rest my case.
Would you two stop bickering? I say it's like you two never grew up.
Oh yeah? Well, I'm rubber. You're glue.
Oh, I'm so terribly sorry I'm late. You wouldn't believe the traffic. It was bumper to bumper the whole way here. I cannot even begin to tell you how horrible the weather has been.
Then don't.
What?
You said you couldn't tell us. So don't. You tend to run at the mouth anyway.
Well, that's rather rude.
No ruder than making us wait to read the old man's will.
Yes, well, now that we are all here, let's get started, shall we?
Mother.
Be patient, Abigail. Mother is going to find out just how many millions we're going to get. And then we can drive right back to the city and start spending it. Won't that be fun?
I don't know what makes you think you're getting any of Father's money, Pansy. You were never around when he was alive. Why should he leave you anything after he's dead?
You know very well why I've stayed away. Father and I never got along. Why, if I would have been here more often, I probably would have killed the old man. I didn't mean kill. I simply meant that by my being here, it would have sent him to an early... You know what? I think I'm just going to stop talking now.
Hallelujah.
But at least I made my own way in the world.
I knew she couldn't do it.
Oh, please. The only reason the rest of you stayed behind was so that you could live off of Father's handouts.
They were hardly handouts, Pansy. I am the one that managed his entire publishing empire. I'm the one that negotiated his contracts. I'm the one that set him up on all the tours and booked him on all the talk shows. If anyone deserves the bulk of his estate, it is me.
Publishing. Why, that's nothing. Don't forget, I edited every one of Father's books. It was my insightful guidance and my loving attention to detail that helped him crank out all of those mystery novels over the years.
Well, Russell, how did you contribute to Father's success?
I emptied his wastebasket. Once.
That's only because you saw a quarter at the bottom.
What's your point?
You know, we don't have to waste time arguing about how to divide your father's estate. His instructions are right here.
Read on, McDuff.
Yes, let's hear the good news.
All right, here goes. Hobson, you might want to stay here for this. I, Byron G. Pembroke, being of sound mind
That's debatable.
and body, would like to take this opportunity to express my grave disappointment with each of you, the members of my immediate but all too needy family. Not one of you lived up to my admittedly high expectations for you. As you well know, I spared no expense in making sure that you received every advantage in life. Fine clothes, travel, the best educations. And what did you do with them? Nothing. I suppose a kinder man might halt there, but I did not get where I am by holding back. Oh no, honesty has always been my hallmark. Therefore, let me lay out in excruciating detail the many ways in which you have disappointed me. There's a statement here for each of you.
Well, go ahead and read them.
Are you sure? They do get rather personal.
Yes, of course. You must
We're
read
not
them.
afraid.
Maybe we should be.
Oh, come on. It'll be good for us. Father may have been a hard man, but he always knew what he was talking about.
All right, you asked for it. Let me start with Gerald, my firstborn child. You were blessed with a sharp mind and an observant eye, always seeing things that nobody else saw. You could have been a great scientist or engineer. Instead, you became an accountant, learning how to cook the books so that you could steal from me without my finding out. Well, I found out.
Is this true, Gerald?
Oh, please! He did not know what he was talking about.
Judith, my second-born. You were always so imaginative and had extensive vocabulary and a wonderful grasp of language. Of all my children, you were the most likely to follow in my footsteps. But you were too lazy to write your own books, so you decided to tinker with mine. You drove me half mad with your endless notes. In fact, if it hadn't been for you, I probably could have written another 10 books.
So much for your insightful guidance.
Oh, shut up.
Pansy, my third child. Growing up, you were so inquisitive and had a strong sense of fairness. You dreamed of becoming a great lawyer, but you just couldn't hack it. After you failed to get into Harvard, you threw it all away, giving up your passion for justice to become a bubble-headed socialite. What a waste.
Burn!
Your turn is coming, little brother.
This leads me to Russell, the youngest. You turned out to be the biggest disappointment of all.
Yay, I'm number 1.
You always had a restless mind, one that refused to be put in a box. I suppose that might be useful in some fields, but you never even tried to apply yourself. You had no talent, no passion, not even a passing interest in anything. Your life is destined to end in ruin, degradation, and failure. The one bright spot in all of this is that I won't be around to see it.
Ouch.
I've heard worse.
Wait, he didn't mention Grandmama.
Of course, the one exception is my mother, your grandmama. She was quite simply the greatest mother a boy could ever have. She made our home a happy one, a place filled with love and laughter. I would prefer to leave my entire fortune to her if she is still alive and my will is read.
Grandmama, you still with us?
Unfortunately, Mother would only divide the estate among the 4 of you when she passes on. She was always too soft-hearted that way. No, I want to make sure that the fortune I spent my entire life building goes to the right person, the person most worthy of receiving it. Therefore, I've devised a little puzzle.
Excuse me?
What does he mean, a puzzle?
I'm getting to that. I've liquidated my entire fortune and used the proceeds to purchase a single item worth $84 million, which I have hidden somewhere in this house. As I've made clear, none of you truly deserves the fortune I've built. But through cleverness and ingenuity, one of you, whether family, friend, or stranger, may manage to find this item, and in doing so, prove yourself more deserving than the rest.
Let me see that.
Sorry, no one can see the will until after probate.
Oh, this is ridiculous!
That may be. However, it's also the law.
Does the will say anything about the treasure, like what it looks like, or where it might be located?
No, nothing. That's all he wrote.
I'm confused. He said family, friend, or stranger. What does this mean?
It means the treasure isn't only for you to find. Anyone can inherit it. All they must do is find it.
Well, we don't have to worry about any strangers finding the treasure. There are only the 4 of us here.
5.
6, with Hobson.
Don't be ridiculous. Hobson can't inherit Father's estate.
The will is quite clear on that point. Finders keepers, losers weepers.
What law school did you go to? Wright State?
I can assure you I have no interest in Mr. Pembroke's wealth. It was honor enough to serve him for so many years.
Good man, Hobson.
Being forced to compete for Father's fortune. This is the worst thing that has happened to our family since the expose in the New Yorker.
Oh, I don't know if I'd go that far.
Did you actually read it, Lorraine? It was brutal.
Indeed. It made the lot of us look like manipulative, money-grubbing monsters.
Much like Father's will.
Well, I, for one, refuse to indulge in Father's eccentricities. Just because his readers like to solve puzzles he devised does not mean that we have to.
Does this mean that you're not going to look for the treasure, Gerald?
Of course I'm not! I am going to look for something much more valuable. A lawyer who can test a will in court.
I'm afraid the will is airtight. I should know. I wrote it myself.
With a crayon, no doubt.
Well, I do not have to stay here and let myself be insulted. I've done my duty. The rest is up to you.
Shall I show you out, ma'am?
No need, Hobson. I know the way. and I won't be back.
Well, that was rather abrupt.
What are you looking at me for? It was Gerald's fault.
Hobson, I will be on the telephone in the study. Please see that I am not disturbed.
Of course, sir.
A treasure hunt. The very idea.
Well, Russell, you seem to be the primary money grubber of us all. Aren't you going to look for the treasure?
I don't know. Why go through all of that work when I could just let somebody else find it and steal it from them?
You wouldn't!
You're right. That would also be too much work.
Even if I had the inclination of where the treasure might be located, I don't have time to look through every room in this house because I've got Father's last book to edit.
And it's been so long since I last stepped foot in this place, I wouldn't even know where to start.
I guess Father's treasure will just stay here then, undiscovered.
I'm afraid so.
I sure could go for some cereal.
He's not going for cereal, is he?
No, he's going to look for the treasure. Well, good night, all. I'm going to put Grandmama to bed.
I'll take care of it, ma'am.
It's quite all right, Hobson. I like to do it.
If it's quite all right with you, then, I shall retire to my quarters for the evening.
Of course, Hobson. See you in the morning. Come along, Grandmama. It's time for bed.
But I want to go to bed.
Well, of course you do. You were sound asleep on the sofa just now.
That was a sofa? I thought I was in some sort of jalopy where I kept getting jostled around.
Well, Abigail, ready to look for the treasure?
You better believe it. Where do you think Grandmother hid it?
I have no idea. But perhaps we should start looking inside of one of these knickknacks?
Perhaps it is one of these knickknacks.
These tacky things. I don't think so. Well, this is peculiar.
What is it, Mother?
Lorraine forgot to take the will with her.
So, she already read it to us.
Apparently not.
What do you mean?
There's one more verse at the bottom. Listen to this. The treasure does not shine like jewels, nor does it gleam like gold. But if you wish to find it true, a cold heart you must hold. Oh, and look, he spelled heart wrong.
Where?
There, see? He spelled it H-A-R-T.
That's weird.
Indeed. I've changed my mind. Let's take our things upstairs. I believe we will be staying for a while.
Aren't you going to show the will to the rest of the family?
And give away our one advantage? I don't think so.
Well, it's about time. I thought they would never leave. Now, let's approach this logically. There are 26 rooms in this house. In which would Father have hid the treasure? In here? No, that would be too obvious. In his bedroom? No, there aren't enough hiding places in there. I know! Father's library! There are a ton of hiding places in there.
Now think, Judith. Where would Father hide his treasure? He must have left a clue in one of his books. But which one? The boarding house murders? No, he wrote that one ages ago, long before he thought of any treasure. The darkest shadow? No, there were no hidden objects in that one. I've got it. The mystery at Foggy Point. The killer hid the knife in his pillow. That's where Father hid his treasure. In his pillow.
Come on, Hobson. You knew Mr. Pembroke better than anyone. There's only one place he could have hidden the treasure, and that would be the... Oh, for heaven's sake! Who could it be at this hour? May I help you?
Look at this place, George. Isn't it just a dream?
It's more than a dream, Harriet. It's an absolute vision.
This is exactly how I pictured his house, you know? All ominous and spooky.
Spooky indeed. One, in fact, might call it sinister or macabre.
Excuse me, is there someone you'd like to see?
Oh, yes. Byron Pembroke, please. We're his biggest fans.
You might almost say we're superbly steadfast super fans.
I'm sorry, but Mr. Pembroke is... indisposed.
Oh, well, that's all right. We'll just wait right here until he's disposed again.
No! Don't sit down!
Oh, but we must. Our feet are simply pounding.
The virtual symphony of pain.
All right, fine. He's dead.
Who's dead?
Mr. Byron Pembroke, the man you're waiting for.
Well, that was rather sudden.
Actually, it happened several days ago.
Oh, dear. And to think, we never got to tell him how much his books have meant to us. Isn't that tragic, George?
More than tragic. It's a genuine cataclysm of sorrow. It's just as in his book, The Mad Murder, based on a murder that occurred in this very mansion. Though the book had a riveting conclusion, the actual mad murder was never solved. There's a tale that a ghost lurks in these very halls.
And now that you have made that point abundantly clear, I really must insist that you leave.
Oh, so we can't leave.
What do you mean you can't leave?
Didn't you hear? The bridge is out.
Surely you are joking.
He doesn't believe me. George, dear, will you tell this nice servant about the bridge?
Oh, you should have seen it. It was a disaster of the highest magnitude.
Mr. Pembroke!
I thought he was dead!
Oh, well, yes, Mr. Pembroke is dead. Well, that Mr. Pembroke is dead. I'm calling the other Mr. Pembroke, the one who isn't dead.
Well, let him know we appreciate him putting us up for the night. We simply couldn't go back to the village. With the roads washed out, and the houses flooded, and everyone clamoring for shelter.
Clamoring for shelter?
Oh, yes. I'm sure half the village must be looking for a place to stay tonight.
Are you suggesting that we shall soon be inundated with more interlopers?
I don't know about interlopers, but I'm sure you'll have plenty of people stopping by.
It will be a veritable crush of humanity.
Mr. Pembroke!
But I suppose it's Mr. Pembroke's fault for buying a house on top of a bluff. But it's just so fitting, isn't it, George? I mean, for a mystery novelist to live somewhere so bleak.
I consider it the epitome of gloom.
Now, where could he be?
Jeeves, is that your name? Mr. Jeeves?
It's Hobson, ma'am.
That's funny. You look more like a Jeeves.
Oh!
Could you go get us a blanket? Oh, and some hot tea. It's getting rather chilly in here.
A bona fide fortress of frigidity.
Oh, please shut up!
Oh, for heaven's sake, Hobson, keep it down. Grandmama's trying to sleep.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but wait a minute. Grandmama's bedroom is on the opposite side of the house.
Oh, yes. Well, she asked me to get her a glass of water.
But you don't have a glass of water.
Well, no. I haven't had time to get it yet because of your yelling. Now, what were you going on about?
I'm very sorry, ma'am, but have you seen the master of the house?
No, Were those people?
Their fans is the late Mr. Pembroke, ma'am. They intend to stay the night.
Oh, no. No. They can't stay the night. What if they find a Treasure?
With all due respect, ma'am, I thought you weren't looking for the Treasure.
I'm not. But I certainly don't want them to find the Treasure.
Thank you, George. They're speaking in some sort of code.
It was a pleasure meeting you both, but I must ask Hobson to show you the door.
Oh, there's no need for that. We've already seen it out there in the foyer. A very nice one it is, too.
A true portrait of pulchritude.
Oh, Gerald!
As you noted, ma'am, I've already tried that approach. Unfortunately, it seems Mr. Gerald is indisposed.
Another one? Boy, they're dropping like flies around here.
We have to find him.
I'll tell you what. You take that wing, and I'll take this one.
Oh, Mr. Pembroke!
Hello, Gerald!
Oh, George, I don't know how we're going to get any sleep tonight. What with all this yelling going on.
You might almost say it's a cacophony of caterwauling.
Right inside here.
That's not what my meter is saying.
Well, maybe you're reading your meter wrong.
I am not reading my meter wrong. I know perfectly well how to read an EMF meter.
Hey, Nora, you said I could use one of the meters.
Well, you can't use mine. Borrow Ian's.
I don't want Ian's. His is all wonky.
My meter is not wonky. It's perfectly fine. Oh, wait. It's backwards. Oh, you're right. That is a lot of energy.
Look, George. It's those nice paranormal investigators we saw down at the village.
You must remain absolutely quiet. You'll disturb the energy field.
The EMF waves are very strong.
Perhaps the strongest we've seen.
Ooh, George, isn't this exciting?
It's a never-ending panoply of thrills.
Come on, Nora. I really, really want to use the meter now.
Not now, Myrtle. I've locked onto something.
The presence of death is very strong here. Almost palpable.
Well, of course it is. Poor Mr. Pembroke passed away just a few days ago.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Was Mr. Pembroke your father?
No. I mean, I don't think so. I don't think we were related at all.
Well, the vibration component of his energy field is very strong. That usually indicates a violent death.
Maybe we should try to communicate with him.
Hold on, Nora. Extra-dimensional linguistics are my specialty, not yours.
I think I should like to communicate with Mr. Pembroke. What is he saying?
Help me! I'm burning! I'm burning!
Oh, dear! Was Mr. Pembroke sent to the bad place?
No, sorry, that's me. My throat's a bit dry. Ah, that's better.
Are you going to tell us what the ghost is saying or not?
Shh.
Sure, just give me a minute. Ah, yes, I've got it now. I'm sensing that he was murdered.
Murdered? Well, that is a surprise.
Does it say how he was murdered?
Oh, the usual way somebody killed him?
I don't mean that. I mean, does it mention a murder weapon or anything?
I don't know, let me see.
Hold on. I'm picking something up. I think it's a murder weapon.
Can you tell what it is?
I need to adjust the frequency again. Yes, I can see it now. Clear as day.
What is it? What is it?
It appears to be an egg.
An egg?
How can you kill somebody with an egg?
That's not the murder weapon. You're looking at the back of that guy's head.
Oh, I was wondering why the egg was covered in dandruff.
George! Did you kill Mr. Pembroke?
Of course not! What conceivable motivation would I have to exterminate my most beloved novelist?
For the insurance money, of course!
Wait, I'm picking up the ghost again.
Oh, really? Where is he?
Let's see. He appears to be right over there!
Ah! It's Mr. Pembroke's ghost! I can feel his cold breath on my face!
That's funny. I don't feel a thing.
Don't just sit there, George! Do something!
What precisely do you expect me to do, Harriet?
I don't know! Chase him away or something!
Shoot! Vamos! Depart!
Oh, George, you're completely useless!
The very paragon of pointlessness.
Oh, he's coming back around again!
That's long enough, Myrtle. Give me back my meter.
No way. This is too much fun.
Oh, great. The signal's fading.
Did somebody call my name?
Why would I call your name? I don't even know who you are.
Why, I am Gerald Wait a minute. This is my house. Who are you?
I'm Ian. These are my colleagues, Nora and Myrtle. We're pleased to meet you.
Well, I'm not pleased to meet you. This is a private home. You have to leave.
Oh, we can't leave. The signal is too strong.
Signal? What signal?
The signal from the ghost world, of course.
We're ghost hunters?
Don't be ridiculous. There is no such thing as ghosts.
You're only saying that because you're not a ghost.
Actually, we're picking up a lot of extra-dimensional activity.
The spectral bandwidth is very deep.
I agree that something is getting pretty deep.
Okay, fine. If you don't want us here, we'll pack up these really cool pieces of detector equipment and leave.
Hold on. Not so fast.
What's the matter?
Can you detect treasure with that thing?
You mean like jewels?
Or precious metals.
Something like that, yes.
I don't know. We've never tried.
But I suppose it could work if we set the tuner to a high enough frequency.
And if the treasure was recently handled by the deceased.
Recently handled by the deceased, eh? Have I got a job for you? Follow me.
I mean it, Myrtle. Give me back my meter!
Now be very, very quiet. We don't want anyone to know what we're up to.
What was that verse again?
I believe it went something like, "The treasure does not shine like jewels, nor does it gleam like gold. But if you wish to find it true, a cold heart you must hold."
I get the first part. What does cold heart mean?
Well, I suppose Father wants us to think clearly and rationally like him. That's why I brought along this flashlight, If you hold it at a low enough angle, you can see where the dust has recently been disturbed. And that'll help us find where the treasure is located.
Good thinking, Mother.
Oh, you'll learn all sorts of things in my life work. Russell! What are you doing up?
I could ask you the same thing.
Me? Must have been sleepwalking.
With a flashlight?
I wanted to see where I was going.
I'm disappointed, Pansy. You used to be so much better at lying.
Can I ask you something?
More questions? You should have become a reporter. Even in our youth, you were always prying into other people's business.
I can assure you, I have no interest in any business of yours.
Then fire away.
What did Father die of?
What? Oh, I suppose it was a heart attack or something.
You mean you don't know?
Well, the coroner's report hasn't come out yet.
Coroner's report?
Yes. Isn't that how these things usually go?
No. A coroner isn't called unless someone died under suspicious circumstances.
There was nothing suspicious about the old man's death. He died as he lived, typing away at his typewriter. Or so I was told.
Then why was a coroner called?
I have no idea. Wait, did you hear that?
No.
It sounded like a loud thud.
Ooh, maybe this place is haunted.
I can assure you, Abigail, this place is the furthest thing from haunted.
I'm gonna go investigate.
Wait, no, Russell, but I still have a few more questions. Bats.
What were you gonna ask him?
I'll tell you later. Right now, we've got some treasure hunting to do. Come on.
Wow, Snake, just look at this place.
I'm looking, Joey. I'm looking.
I've never been in a place this fancy before.
You think this place is fancy? Why, I've robbed places that make this joint look like a garbage dump.
Well, sure, the traffic flow's kind of choppy, and those window treatments are out of style, but overall, it's pretty nice. Ooh.
Now remember, everybody's probably downstairs hiding from the storm, so we've got to work fast. They could come upstairs any minute.
Sure thing, Snake.
What are you doing?
I'm taking a selfie for my Instagram account.
What Instagram account?
At the Thieving Line. I just launched it.
Why would you do a thing like that?
Come on, Snake. I can't rely on the money from breaking and entering alone. I got to generate alternative income streams from my online endeavors.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
I'm sensing a lot of negative energy over here.
You bet there's negative energy. If you post what you steal online, the cops will see it, and they'll know you stole it.
Don't worry about that. I figured out a way to prevent the cops from knowing who I am.
Oh yeah? And how'd you do that?
I post under your name.
Oh great! Now they're gonna arrest me.
Why would they do a thing like that? You didn't post nothing.
Just put the phone away, would you? We don't have much time.
Whatever you say, Snake.
Now what are you doing?
I'm gonna put
put this in the bag. Don't waste your time with big stuff like that. The bags only hold about a gallon.
Well, why'd you get bigger bags?
The bags are fine.
I would have gotten 2 or maybe 3-gallon bags. Those lawn and leaf bags are at least that much.
Yeah, but have you ever tried to put sticks in them? They'll still rip.
Why would I steal a bunch of sticks?
You would. I was using that as an example.
Or even 100-gallon bags. Could you imagine how much stuff we could steal if we had 100-gallon bags?
Now look, I didn't have time to go traipsing all over town checking on every different bag store. All right? You've just got to use your smarts about what you steal.
I mean, sure. But what's wrong with lamps?
Lamps are cheap. If you want to be a successful burglar, you got to look for valuables, like watches, jewelry. Not lamps. Lamps only go for like a dime a dozen.
Wow, that is cheap.
Yeah, now hurry up, would you? I don't want anyone bursting in on us.
This is Katie Wong, Eyewitness News. What's the matter?
The image, it's too dark. I'm gonna need to adjust the lighting level.
Drew, what are you doing?
It's called working miracles, honey. Your pores look like the craters of Jupiter.
Jupiter doesn't have any craters.
What, so now you're Dr. Neil deGrasse?
Okay, well, make it fast.
You can't crush miracles, honey.
And 3, 2, 1.
This is Katie Wong with Eyewitness News. I'm here at the scene of the floods, and I have to say, the sight of the devastation has been heartbreaking. This house is just one of many abandoned by desperate residents seeking to escape the ravages of the storm. The front door left wide open.
Cut.
Drew, please, you're too close.
How far back do you expect me to work?
I don't know, just maybe over there somewhere?
Unbelievable.
The image, it's still too dark. We're gonna need more light.
Drew, would you be a sweetheart and turn on that lamp over there?
You did not just ask that.
What's the problem? Don't you know how to turn on a light?
Please, I'm an artist, not an electrician.
And I'm an award-winning journalist, but I guess I'll be the one to turn it on. Hey, what happened to the lamp?
Don't ask me. I'm not an award-winning journalist.
Never mind. I had the lens cap on.
You have got to be kidding me.
No, seriously.
I believe you. I believe you. Are you ready now?
Yeah, just give me a minute.
I'll give you 2 seconds.
And go.
This is Katie Wong with Eyewitness News. This house is just one of many abandoned by residents escaping the storm. As you can see, the front door was left wide open and there's not a single soul in sight.
Cut.
Alex, I swear, one more interruption and I'm going to send you back to covering toddler pageants.
Oh, can I do those? I just love their little attitudes. They're so sassy.
I was right the first time. It's still too dark in here.
Your turn, Drew.
I do not get paid enough for this job. The lamp! It's alive!
Nice to meet you.
Look, there's one over there too.
Hello. Welcome to our humble abode.
What were you doing under there?
You know what they say? The coffee table's the safest place to be during the storm.
And the lampshade?
A personal fashion statement.
Well, you're gonna need to get out of here. You're ruining our shot.
No, wait. I think that I could use them.
Seriously?
Sure, we'll do a quick stand-up interview.
I think we really ought to get going.
Not a chance. This is real-life drama. An inspiring story of hope against insurmountable odds. And the chance to bury those losers at Daily News Now.
And 3, 2, 1.
This is Katie Wong, and I'm here with 2 survivors of the storm. I found them wandering the halls of this mansion in a daze. Their strength, their appearance sickly.
Oh no, he always looks like that.
So, this is your home?
Yeah. We've lived here for, how many years, Snake?
A bunch.
Yeah, a whole bunch of years.
That's funny, because you don't look like you could afford a place like this.
You'd be surprised how much money you could make in our line of work.
Oh, really? And what is your line of work?
Asset redistribution.
You mean like finance?
Well, sure, there's a little bit of that involved.
So, what were you doing when the storm hit?
We was up here casing the neighborhood.
Oh, what it means is we were evaluating the fine real estate offerings in the area.
Uh-huh. And what did you discover?
That these bags don't hold a lot of loot.
You don't need to know about those.
What are you doing in our house?
And that's her cue to leave.
Hi, I'm Katie Wong.
I know who you are. What I don't know is what you're doing in my home.
But these gentlemen said that this was their house.
You mean the gentleman that just snuck out?
Yes, those. Wait, what? Hey! You take it away from us that easily!
Wait, where are you going? At least let me get my stuff together.
Oh, for heaven's sake, if I wanted to do manual labor, I would have stayed in prison.
I did give you permission to be here in the first place.
Oh, Judith, you're still awake.
Of course I'm still awake. How can I sleep when our home has been overrun by intruders?
Oh, Judith, I'm sure you're imagining things.
Hardly. There was an entire TV news team. A reporter, a cameraman, and some cheeky woman. And they were pursuing 2 homeless gentlemen.
That's quite interesting, Judith. But I was hoping you could answer a few questions for me.
I'll do what I can, Pansy, but you must understand, my nerves are frayed. Absolutely frayed.
I'll make it quick. Russell said something about a coroner being called?
Yes, apparently Father arranged it a few days before he died.
Now why would he do a thing like that?
I suppose to lend an air of mystery to his death. For his fans, you know.
And how did he look?
Before he died?
No, after.
Ew. Why would I want to see a thing like that?
Well, I mean, most people say goodbye to their loved ones.
Not me. I prefer to remember Father the way he was before he died, full of his usual vigor.
So you never saw the body?
No. Father made quite sure of that.
What do you mean?
Didn't you hear? The funeral was closed casket. Father didn't want his fans taking pictures of his body and posting it all over social media.
Then who did see the body?
I suppose Lorraine did. After all, she took care of all those pesky little arrangements for the funeral.
Well, sure. But why
Listen,
would she...
dear. I'd love to stay and answer your questions all night long, but I must really go to bed. Good night.
Wait, Judith, please, I
said good night.
Well, that's strange.
What is, Mother?
Aunt Judith never saw grandfather's body. It's almost like something happened to it. Something someone wanted to hide.
Like what?
I don't know. Like an unhealthy dose of cyanide in his bloodstream, or bruises around his neck from strangulation.
You think grandfather was murdered?
Possibly. But what I don't understand is why it's taking so long to receive the coroner's report.
Maybe it was received, and then someone destroyed it.
Good thinking. Perhaps we could find remnants of it in the trash.
Or maybe ashes in the fireplace?
You know, you are going to make a great detective someday.
What do you mean someday?
Oh, thank you, Hobson. I didn't think I was going to last much longer.
How did you come to be locked in a closet, sir?
I don't know. I was showing those ghost hunters where my father kept his valuables when the door slammed shut behind me. Ghost hunters? What?
Ghost hunters.
But soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the dawn.
The word is sun, not dawn. It is the east, and Juliet is the sun.
You quote Shakespeare the way you like, and I'll quote Shakespeare the way I like.
No, you will quote Shakespeare the way he likes. You cannot just change his words like that.
He's been dead for 400 years. How's he gonna stop me?
Did you find something?
Indeed, this place will make the ideal venue for a world premiere of Romeo and Juliet, teen zombies in love!
I must agree with Wesley on that. This place is so much better than that drafty old barn we were using.
Well, indeed, but what about, the people who live here? They may have something to say about us utilizing their space.
My dear Devin, as leader of our happy troupe, you of all people should know the cardinal rule of theater.
Silence! Your cellular devices.
No! The show must go on. Maybe we can persuade them to let us use their house for a night.
But what would be the point? We do not have an audience anymore.
Yeah, they all ran out when the rain came pouring through the roof.
They didn't all run. Some of them swam.
When performing the words of the immortal scribe, who needs an audience?
It is bard, not scribe, and we need an audience. We still have not paid for these costumes.
Wait, didn't you collect admissions before the performance?
No, she didn't. Our brilliant director thought it would be a better idea if we asked for donations after we performed.
Was she present during our rehearsal?
Yes, but she slept through most of them.
I was not asleep. I merely closed my eyes so as to focus on the sound of your words.
Then why were you snoring?
My fellow thespians, let us not concern ourselves with such trivial matters as an audience. The table and chairs will be our audience!
Yeah? I don't think they're gonna pay either.
Oh, this is wonderful. See, we can knock down that entire west wall, add stadium seating, maybe a rotating stage.
We are not making any changes to this place. We do not even own it.
So we can put it all back when we're done. The owners will never notice.
I must agree with Florence on that.
You know something, Trent? You will agree with anyone who has a crazy, completely unworkable idea.
Yeah, maybe you should just be quiet.
I must agree with Caitlin on that.
Well, Director, what are you proposing?
I do not know, but we've got to scrape up some money and fast. We cannot afford another canceled performance.
We'll never find him. I just know it.
Don't lose hope, son. We're sure to find him if we just keep looking.
Yes, he ran away only a short time ago. He couldn't have gone far.
Can we help you, little boy?
Yes, ma'am. Sir Bart saw it ran off in the storm. Then we looked everywhere. And gee whiz, we just can't find him.
Have you tried looking in the 1950s?
Be nice, would you?
Please, folks, Sir Bart's means everything to our family.
Yes, I don't know what we'd do if he was gone for good.
Oh gosh, he's just the goodest, most bestest boy ever.
Well, see, the problem is we're kind of busy right now, and we just don't have time to help you look.
We'll pay a handsome reward.
What breed did you say he was?
He's a Mexican redhead.
Huh. I've never heard of that breed before.
They're rare.
How big would you say he was?
I'd say he's pretty large. Wouldn't you, honey?
Yes, for his size, he's fairly large.
He has long, skinny legs.
And the fluffiest black fur you ever did see.
When you say large, do you mean like Wesley over here? Or more like Caitlin? What are you doing? I am doing what directors do. I am casting our next production, Caitlin Summers and Long Lost Dog. Are you crazy? Nobody would believe I was a dog. Caitlin. The essence of performing a role well is to lose yourself in the character. Believe you are a dog, and everyone else will believe you are a dog as well.
Indeed, I played in the title role of the Hound of Baskervilles for 3 years. Critics called my performance loud and oddly alarming.
That is not.
Come on, Caitlin. We've got to do something to get that reward.
But I don't even look like a dog.
Oh, makeup can do wonders. A little fur here, a blackened nose there, and trust me, you're a dog.
Oh, please can't you help us find Sir Barks-a-lot?
Oh, I'm sure that we can throw something together.
For heaven's sakes, Caitlin, you nearly gave me a coronary.
Indeed, what could cause such an emotive reaction?
That boy has a giant spider on his back!
What?
Right there, near your shoulder! Oh, it's horrible! Just horrible!
Look, son, he was on your shoulder this whole time.
Oh, Sir Barks-a-lot, you naughty boy.
Wait, Sir Barks-a-lot is a tarantula?
Yes, of course. What did you think he was?
Call me crazy, but I thought he was, you know, a dog.
Boy, that's silly.
How can you be a dog? It's only this big.
Yeah, we get that.
Uh-oh, looks like you lost him again, son.
Where'd he go?
Just don't do anything to make him mad. I think do it this way.
And what of the reward?
Thank goodness we found shelter from the storm.
Wow, this place is, wait for it, amazing. Did you hear that, guy? He was talking about a reward. How much did he say?
$84 million? Cha-ching!
Let me hold it.
It's still my turn.
You did not even want to fight for coastal creatures. Give it.
I want it.
What now? Who are you and why are you here?
We are the SAPSSCC, Sisterhood, the Anti-Plastic Straws, the same coastal creatures.
We fight for the helpless, the innocent.
To bring awareness to the horrific acts of so many people in the world. And to educate the ignorant. Tell them about it, Scarlett.
Did you know that plastic straws can cause major emotional and physical damage to the coastal creatures of the world?
That's right, and the SAPSSCC is here to bring the plastic straw using savages to justice.
Plastic straws are one of the top 10 most commonly found items in coastal living.
And you should think about using your obvious influence and means to help support our SAPSSCC cause.
Nice little recitation. But no, our family would never do anything to harm the environment or any coastal creatures. Find someone guilty of this savage behavior to support your little cause.
What's up, big bro? Cool straw.
For the cause!
Now, let's start looking for that reward. We could save the entire ocean of coastal creatures with $84 million.
Wait a minute! How do you know about that?
Well, that was a waste of time.
Not necessarily. At least now we know the coroner's report is not in Grandfather's bedroom or library.
Any other ideas where it may be?
Well, we could check in the trash bin behind the house.
Ronnie, is that you?
Grandmama, what are you doing up?
I'm looking for Ronnie. Have you seen him?
Oh dear.
Who's Ronnie?
That was Grandmama's name for grandfather. It's short for Byron.
Doesn't she know he's... I haven't seen him in such a long time.
I'm sorry, Grandmama, but Ronnie isn't here right now.
It was that woman, wasn't it? She took him away.
Woman? What woman?
She wouldn't let me see my Ronnie, and he was working so hard, too.
What are you talking about?
I banged and banged on the door. I knew he was in there, but she wouldn't let me talk to him.
He must have been in his study.
Go away, she said. Your Ronnie's gone. You can't see him anymore. Grandma, what woman? And then she took her briefcase and left.
Briefcase?
She must be talking about that lawyer lady.
Grandmama, are you talking about Lorraine? Was Lorraine in the study with Grandfather?
Oh, I'll never see him again. I just know I'll never see him again. Oh, my. Grandma seems really upset.
Poor dear. Let's go to bed. You take one arm, I'll take the other.
Oh, Ronnie, dear Ronnie, where have you gone?
It's okay, Grandmama. You'll feel better after a good night's sleep. I hope.
And here we have the famous Pembroke Mansion.
Ooh, I just love these tours. It's almost as if you could reach out and touch the place.
Barbara, we can touch the place. We're inside of it.
Oh, that must be why everything looks so lifelike.
Excuse me, where's the gift shop? There is no gift shop, ma'am. What do you mean there's no gift shop? I mean, this is a private home. We shouldn't have stopped here at all, but the front door was wide open, and the four of you threatened to hijack the bus and drive it off the cliff if you didn't get to see this house. So here we are. Walter, did you hear what the young lady said?
Yes, dear, I heard her.
She said there's no gift shop.
It's all right, dear. We sell coasters from the last 3 places we visited.
But I don't have a coaster from this place. How will our friends know we visited the Pembroke Mansion if I can't buy a Pembroke Mansion coaster?
I think they'll figure it out from the thousands of pictures you'll show them.
Well, if there aren't any other questions...
Ooh, I have a question.
Of course you do.
Is that crowd blown out of plaster or polyurethane?
I'm sorry, sir. I have no idea.
Because it's too shiny for plaster, but it's more detailed than what you usually see with polyurethane.
Like I said, sir, I really don't know. Now, if you'd like to follow me...
Ooh! I have a question.
Oh, please, no.
Where are the restrooms?
Again, ma'am, this is a private home. None of the restrooms are available to us.
Well, that was rather poor planning on your part, wasn't it?
I told you we should have gone with the other tour company.
Oh, but then we couldn't have stopped at the gift shops. Oh, look, the bus driver's waving to us. Hold on, Hank. We'll be there in a moment.
I saw some bush along the side of the house. Maybe you could go there.
Were the bushes ligneous or herbaceous?
And there he goes.
I'll be right back.
Let me know if you find a gift shop. I just refuse to believe there's no gift shop.
Okay. Is that your bus?
Sadly, yes.
Sorry, we had to ask him to move.
He was blocking the driveway.
He seemed glad to get out of here.
Who are you? Who are we? Come on, girls. Woo! Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8.
We call ourselves the Cheerios, don't put us to the test. We haven't lost the cheer off yet, we really are the best.
It's too bad Barbara isn't here. She would have enjoyed that.
I'm so sorry, sir. Did your wife recently depart?
Yes, just a few minutes ago.
Oh my stars, that is sudden! Well, I'd like to think that a part of her is still here, watching over us all.
I hope not. She really needed to go.
Gee, I think you'd miss her more.
Please get me out of here.
Hey, girls, let's make up a cheer for her.
No, it's not necessary!
Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8.
Barbara will be greatly missed, she really was a peach. But no more than the Cheerios, our coolness you can't reach.
That was very touching, wasn't it, Walter?
If you like that sort of thing.
How did they all know what the cheer was going to be?
I'm back! It's a Christmas miracle!
Christmas is in for another 5 months.
It's Christmas in July miracle?
I thought Christmas in July was in June.
Did you find a gift shop?
No, but I found some nice landscaping rocks.
You mean they're just giving those things away?
Well, I mean, nobody stopped me.
You wouldn't happen to have an extra seat on your bus, would you?
No, but we do have a cheer.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Scores want to ride with us, they ask us with a smile. But if we let them on our bus, it's really cramp our style.
You could have just said no.
Oh, man. I thought we would never lose that guy.
I know, right? What an arrogant swine.
I still feel bad about locking him in that closet. What if he never gets out?
This mansion, once a bastion of despair, is now as simple a hope as dozens of wayward travelers find sanctuary within its walls.
Do you see him, Dad?
Not yet, son.
Oh, I hope no one steps on him.
What are you all doing in this house?
Hooray! We're saved!
In a surprising development, yet another mysterious figure arrives to lay claim to the estate.
Get out! All of you! This is private property!
Like a modern-day Scrooge, this woman is the right of the unfortunate souls who have found refuge in her home.
Oh, do shut up!
I sure hope Grandmama's sick. Lorraine!
Pansy! Are these your friends invading the sanctity of our home?
Certainly not. This is not your home, Lorraine. It's mine.
And that makes 4 claimants to
I said, shut it.
I'm surprised you returned after what you did.
What I did?
But I suppose it all makes sense in a way. You must have returned to get rid of some clue, piece of evidence you left behind.
Clue? Evidence? Really, Pansy, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Haven't you? Then perhaps you'd like to explain why my father died while he was still in perfect health. Why he requested a coroner to investigate his death days before he died. Why you were the only person to see the body after he died. And why the coroner's report has been delayed, possibly even destroyed.
Wait a minute. Are you accusing me of murder?
Of course not. It's the facts of the case that accuse you.
Well, I've got a perfect alibi. I was in Chicago with Gerald when your father died.
What?
It's true, Pansy. We were negotiating a new contract with this publisher.
You would have known that if you'd spent any time here instead of sticking your nose in after the fact.
But you...
What about you, Pansy? Where is your alibi?
I was in New York the night my father died.
Can you prove that?
I can. She took me to the Metropolitan Opera. I still have the tickets.
I don't know. Maybe the two of you snuck out of the opera early, traveled here incognito, climbed in through an open window, and strangled Byron in his sleep.
You do have unusually strong hands, Pansy.
What about you, Russell? You had the most to gain from father's death.
I'm warning you, Pansy. Don't go there.
Why not? Let's face it, you've never been able to support yourself. You needed father's money just to survive.
You know, Russell did seem unusually eager to read father's will.
I wouldn't talk, Gerald.
And why not?
Oh, come on. It's obvious you're the most likely culprit. You knew father was going to go public about your embezzling, and you did away with him before he could have you arrested.
It's a lie, I tell you. A bald-faced lie.
I don't know, Gerald. I'd believe father before I'd believe you.
Well, what about you, Judith?
What about me?
Well, the culprit is always the one you least expect. And that would be you.
Ah, but you're forgetting someone even less likely than me.
And who might that be?
Godfather! It wasn't me!
I knew this would happen. I knew that you would all start attacking each other like the cold-blooded vipers you are.
You're right, Lorraine. We're behaving dreadfully.
Worse than dreadfully. We're behaving like children.
Hey!
Well, that's what you get when money's involved.
Oh, how I wish father never started this finders keepers game with $84 million hidden somewhere in this house.
He hid what now?
$84
In this house? For real.
Finders keepers?
Woohoo!
I'm gonna find it first.
Oh, no, you're not. I am. It's a Madhouse for Pembroke. As the refugees have been given the chance of a lifetime, the chance to uncover a treasure worth $84 million. Wait a minute. What am I doing? That treasure's mine!
You just had to open your mouth.
Sorry.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to LAH Drama's production of It's a Madhouse. We are so grateful to have all of you here. Before we get started, there's just a few things we'd like to go over. To start, we'd just like to thank all of the incredible people who make this production possible. All of the families and these incredible actors and our parent volunteers, our incredible drama committee members, the First Free Will Baptist Church, and the, oh my goodness, I am so sorry, and the center here for allowing us to use their spaces. We're so grateful to all of them. And of course, we want to give just a very special shout out to our director, Brooke Sevchek, because this is her final year here with us at LAH after 12 years and 12 incredible productions. And I think she just deserves a huge round of applause. We all love Brooke, and that's for sure. Hopefully on your way in tonight, you received a program, and hopefully you've had a chance to flip through that and look at some of the ads from our sponsors, and get to know a little bit more about our incredible cast and crew. If on your way out tonight, you're not planning on keeping that program, there are boxes at each of the exits. If you could just put your program in there, that way we can recycle those if you're not planning on keeping them. If at any point during the show tonight you find yourself in need of a restroom, you're going to go out the door to your left over here. You're going to turn right, walk down a hallway. It looks like you're headed straight into the YMCA, but I promise the bathrooms are down there. Once you get to the end of the hallway, you're just going to take another right, and the bathrooms are right there. There will be a 15-minute intermission, about halfway through the play. And at this time, we'd just like to remind the audience that this production is being recorded, and this is live theater. So we'd ask you to silence any devices you have that might make noise, and if you have a child that begins to cry during the performance or just scream with joy at an inappropriate time, if you would take them outside into the lobby. That way you're not disrupting those around you and these incredible actors on the stage. And with all that being said, let's just open in a word of prayer this evening. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for the opportunity to gather here and to witness all of this amazing talent and to see the result of all this hard work that's gone into this production, Lord. We thank you that we have the ability to gather here and to just witness the incredible gifts and talent that you've given to these actors, Lord. We know they've worked so incredibly hard. Lord, we thank you for the 12 years that Brooke has poured into this theater troupe and all the life lessons that she's taught to these actors, God. I know I'm thankful for her, and I know each of them are too. Lord, I just pray that everything goes smoothly and without a hitch. Thank you for all that you've done for us. In your heavenly name I pray. Amen. Amen. Without further ado, I present It's a Madhouse.
I still don't understand where all these people came from.
We already told you, Gerald, there was a storm in the village, the streets got flooded, and the bridge collapsed.
Don't they have somewhere else to go?
Not without snorkels, they don't.
Well, the police are certainly taking a long time to get here.
Well, they probably have plenty to do with the storm.
But these people are robbing us blind! And right under our noses.
Some of them are even robbing us above our noses.
Well, maybe they would be more responsive if you hadn't called every time you thought someone was breaking into the house.
You have to admit, those girls were acting very suspiciously. They walked right up to the front door.
Those girls were Girl Scouts. They were selling cookies.
Well, I'm sick of sitting around and doing nothing. If the police won't come, then it's up to us to get rid of these intruders. One of them is bound to find the treasure before we do.
All right, go ahead. Get rid of them.
Fine, I will. I say there, you boy.
Who? Me, sir?
Yes, you. What do you think you're carrying off there? Don't you know it's private property?
Well, sure, but it could be worth $84 million.
That's our $84 million!
Not if I find it first.
That attitude will get you nowhere, young man!
See?
You've been surprisingly mum during this discussion, Pansy. Don't you have anything to say?
No, not really. Did someone here call the cops?
Yes, but don't worry. Those worthless bums will never show up.
Hey, boss. I think you just called us bums.
I think you're right, Kowalski. And remember, I'm your partner, not your boss.
Gerald!
Oh, I am so sorry, officers. I didn't mean you, of course. I meant those other bums. The ones that didn't come.
Maybe you should just sit down.
Good idea.
I'm Officer Morales. She's Officer Morales. I mean, I'm Officer Kowalski. I understand there's been a break-in here.
You could call it that.
What was your first clue that someone had broken in? Were there any signs of forced entry or unusual footprints in the yard?
I bet it was Bigfoot. What do you think, boss? What do you think?
I think you talk too much. And I'm still your partner, not your boss.
Actually, the first clue we were broken into was the random horde of strangers occupying our home.
And how many people would you estimate that to be?
Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Hey, can you stop moving? You're making it hard to count.
You mean some of the intruders are still here?
I mean all of the intruders are still here.
Oh, we thought you were having a party. A really bad party.
Even a bad party would be more fun than this.
Have you tried to get rid of them?
We've tried, officer. Believe me, we've tried.
Why didn't they leave?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe because our father hid an object worth $84 million, and they all hope to find it first.
Did you just say $84 million?
Yes, it's the entire fortune left by our father.
The old fool decided to make a game of it. Rather demented, if you ask me.
Interesting. Very interesting.
And what did you say this object looks like?
We didn't, actually.
It could be anything.
A diamond ring, perhaps. Or a very rare book.
Have you ever seen anything like this, Kowalski?
Well, there's that one episode.
No, I meant in real life.
Then, no.
I think we're going to have to investigate.
What do you mean, investigate?
Well, you know, just for fingerprints, you know, maybe collect some DNA samples.
Oh, can we do a suspect lineup? I just love guessing games.
What did I say about talking too much?
Sorry.
You're going to look for the treasure, aren't you?
Well, no, that's private property. But if we happen to stumble across it, we'd have to take it in. For evidence, of course.
Aren't you going to arrest these people?
Who? These people wandering around?
Yes. These intruders?
Well, I mean, we could. But then the question becomes, what to do with them? We only have room in the car for a couple of perps.
And besides, we only have one pair of handcuffs.
Well, that's because she lost the other pair.
Hey, can I help it if that lousy magician didn't return them?
Oh, for heaven's sake! Can't you call for backup?
And how the other cops find the treasure? I mean, the evidence. Well, that wouldn't be very professional.
Yeah, we've got to be professional.
Hey, Kowalski. I think I see some evidence right over there.
Does it look like it's worth $84 million, partner?
I don't know yet. Let's take a look. Oh, and I'm not your partner anymore. I'm your boss.
Well, I was wrong. This isn't the worst thing to happen to our family since the expose in the New Yorker. It's 100 times worse.
Do you really believe that, Gerald?
Oh, yes. Father's little game has destroyed any hope for peace and prosperity for the Pembrokes. The expose nearly destroyed our reputations.
It's funny you should say that.
Why?
Because I wrote the expose.
You mean you're not some bubble-headed socialite?
No. That is just a role I play. A mere character I created in order to gain access to high society. I'm actually an investigative reporter and have been one for 12 years.
And I'm going to be one too.
This is abominable!
This is contemptible!
This is hilarious.
How could you do this to us?
I didn't do anything to you. I simply reported the truth.
That's not the point, Pansy. You made us look like greedy, money-grubbing monsters!
Well, aren't you?
Well, not all the time.
Just on days that end in Y.
Well, maybe it was good for you. Maybe you guys needed to see yourselves the way others see you.
You mean the way you see us.
And Father, he saw you that way too.
Well, Father did become rather prickly in his later years. I wouldn't believe everything he said.
But just earlier, you said you'd believe Father before you'd believe any of us.
Well, don't believe everything I said either.
Hobson!
What could you possibly want Hobson for?
What do you think I want him for? To throw this backstabber out on the street?
Oh, Gerald, you don't want to do that.
I don't, and why not?
Because she's still our sister.
Oh, please! She gave up any claim to that relationship when she wrote the expose.
Well, consider Father then. He wouldn't want her thrown out on the streets either.
Yes, well, he's dead. Any other reasons?
Kicking her out now would look pretty bad in her next expose.
All right, fine. She can stay the night, but first thing tomorrow, out she goes.
Trust me, the morning can't come soon enough.
Betraying your own family to the press. I never thought I'd see the day.
We really are quite disappointed in you, Pansy.
It's okay, sister. We all have our flaws.
And what's mine? Selfishness? Insensitivity?
No. It's honesty, and it rarely pays.
Goodness, I didn't think they'd take it so hard. Do you think I went overboard, Abby?
I read the expose, Mother. It was pretty rough.
I never meant to hurt them. I just wanted to wake them up a little bit.
Oh, they're awake, all right. They couldn't be more awake if they chugged a pot of dark roast.
This must be the Pembroke residence.
Can I help you?
Not at all, my child. Zarina is here to help you.
Help? I don't need any help.
Your heart says that you do.
You know what's in my heart?
Zarina knows all.
I'm sorry, I don't believe any of this.
Here. Sit beside me on the divan.
I thought it was called a sofa.
Divan, sofa, they're just words. Meaningless vibrations in the air.
Well, we find them pretty useful.
What do you want?
The question is not what do I want. The question is what do you want?
Excuse me?
Reach deep within yourself. What is it that you most desire in the world?
Really? You just barge into my family's home and expect me to confide in you?
Yes. You need someone to talk to. I can tell. And you can trust me, I promise. Now, what is it that you most desire in the world?
Well, there's Father's treasure, of course. $84 million hidden somewhere in this house.
A mere trifle. Come now, dig deeper. There must be something you desire more than anything else. Something you've never even admitted to yourself.
Ooh, can't wait to hear this.
Well, I guess all that I've ever really wanted was to be accepted by my family. I've always been the black sheep just because I ventured out and made my own way in the world. No one ever accepted me for me. Not even Father.
Something's holding you back there, child. What is it?
Oh, I made a terrible mistake. I wrote an article exposing my family's flaws to the world. I thought it would bring us closer together, but it's only driven us further apart.
That isn't it.
It isn't?
No. There's another secret. One that acts as a wall between you and the rest of your family. Come, child, reach deep within your heart. What is it?
I don't know. I can't think.
Don't think, just feel.
Oh, Mother, maybe she means the verse.
You're right. That's it, Abby.
What verse?
My father's will included a 4-line verse at the bottom that hinted to where the treasure is located.
And you chose to withhold this from your family.
Yes, it was selfish of me, I know. I wanted to keep the treasure for myself. And Abigail too, of course. But we couldn't figure out what it meant.
Maybe if the whole family works together, we can.
And be united in lasting harmony.
Wow. Thanks, Zarina. I feel so much better.
Of course you do.
No, I mean it. I've never felt so relaxed and, well, peaceful before. You really are a great psychic.
Who, me? I'm not a psychic.
You're not?
No, I am a motivational speaker. Zarina Roberts of Living Your Best Life Now. I was just in the neighborhood and thought you might be interested in my introductory workshop. It's only $750.
Get out!
I could let you have it for $650.
She said, get out.
Fine. Fine. I'll let you think about it a few days. And then I'll be in touch. Now, which way did you say that treasure was?
Get out!
This is not your best life, you know?
There it is!
Not again.
Well, I guess what they say is true. Everybody's selling something.
She was right about one thing, though.
What's that?
If we ever want to be a family, I mean a real family that loves and cares for each other, we're gonna have to share the verse.
And the treasure, too?
Of course.
But I thought you said they drive you crazy.
They do. Oh, believe me, they do. But it wasn't until today that I realized how crazy I must drive them as well.
Mother, are you feeling all right?
To tell you the truth, Abby, I've never felt better. Gerald, Judith, Russell, come here.
I thought we made it clear, Pansy. We don't want to talk to you anymore.
But I have something that you'll definitely want to hear.
That you're going to leave the house right now?
That you're going to publicly, retract the expose?
That you're actually quite rich and you're gonna give us all of your money.
No, no, and no. But Russell comes the closest.
What?
I think I can help us find Father's treasure.
Pansy, we've been scouring the house for hours, and we are no closer to finding the treasure than when Lorraine read the will.
Gerald's right. There's no point in searching any longer.
But we haven't yet begun to search.
What do you mean?
Just this. Lorraine left out an important piece of the will.
Don't be ridiculous.
Yes, we were all there. She read the entire document.
Did she, though?
If you think that we're gonna fall for
I
this...
have the proof. Right here.
What is that?
Is that the will?
See for yourself.
Give that here. You're not allowed to read the will until after probate.
Sue me. Wait. Maybe that's not the smartest thing to say to a shifty lawyer.
Pansy's right. There's something written at the bottom.
It's a verse.
A quatrain, to be precise.
More like a riddle. It tells us how to find the treasure.
You kept this a secret from us?
Yes, and I'm sorry.
You know we have every right to be angry at you for this.
That's fine. You can be angry later. Right now, we need to figure out what this verse means so that we can find the treasure before someone else does.
Go on, Russell. Read it.
No, I'm warning you.
This treasure does not shine like jewels, nor does it gleam like gold. But if you wish to find it true, a cold heart you must hold.
A cold heart you must hold?
What could that mean?
That's what we've been trying to find out.
Oh, and he misspelled heart.
You're right. He spelled it H-A-R-T.
It's not like father to misspell words.
Don't you see? He didn't misspell heart at all. H-A-R-T, as in a male red deer.
How in the world Do you know that?
Because I read, Russell. I read books.
I've heard of those.
Well, what does the verse mean by a cold heart?
Maybe a deer in the winter, like a snowy woods.
So what does that refer to?
The painting! It shows a red deer in the snow.
Wait a minute. I don't remember seeing that painting before.
That's because Father bought it just before he died.
That's it! The treasure isn't gold or jewels. It's a painting. An $84 million painting.
Really? I should have learned to paint.
Get it down, Russell.
Yes, but be careful. You don't want to damage it.
Listen there, Tom Tybalt. Where's this treasure that they speak of?
I have no idea. My name isn't Tybalt, it's Hobson.
What's in a name? A rose by any other name would smell just as strong.
It's sweet, not strong, sweet.
Would everybody stop correcting me? Oops.
Oops. I'll give you an oops.
The painting! It's ruined!
$84 million. Down the drain.
Oh, Hobson. How could you be so careless?
Do you mean to say that the painting is the treasure?
Yes. Or at least it was.
It's completely worthless now.
Maybe not.
What do you mean, Abby?
The verse said a cold heart you must hold.
What are you getting at?
Simple. The treasure isn't the painting. It's inside the painting.
What is that?
Let me see. It's a stock certificate for 2 million shares.
That's worth $84 million, all right.
We should have known it would be stock, not something as easily to destroy as a painting.
Well, you did it, Abigail. You found the treasure.
No, we all did.
What are you talking about?
Well, my mother first discovered the verse. Aunt Judith knew that heart referred to a male deer. Uncle Russell realized that cold meant snow. And Uncle Gerald noticed that the painting had both of these. And I figured out the rest.
What are you saying, Abby?
I think Grandfather wanted it this way. He didn't want just one of us to find the treasure. He wanted us to work through our differences so we could find it together. That's why he bought exactly 2 million shares of stock, so we could split it equally among us.
I do have to admit, 500,000 shares will be a nice little nest egg.
400,000, you mean?
Pardon?
Well, Mother and I both played a part, so we serve an equal share.
You've got to admit, Russell, it's only fair.
You're a very manipulative little girl. You know that?
I try.
I like it.
And so, it's a happy ending here at Pembroke Mansion as the once dysfunctional family.
Get out!
You know, I think we'll wrap this up back in the studio.
That takes care of one mystery, but we've still got an even bigger mystery to solve.
What's that?
Father's death? He appeared to be in perfect health when he died. We have yet to see a coroner's report, and Lorraine was the only person to see the body after he died.
There is actually a very good reason for that.
Aha, so you did kill him!
No, not at all.
Then who did?
Nobody.
Father! Old man!
Mr. Pembroke! Glad to see you, sir.
Good to see you too, Hobson. Pansy, aren't you happy to see me too?
Of course, but the last time we spoke,
We shared some harsh words.
Yes.
That's one of the nice things about dying. All the things of your previous life seem so trivial.
You mean you're not angry?
You're my daughter. I could never be angry with you. At least not for long.
Oh, Father!
Wait a minute. So you were never actually dead?
No, son. I faked it.
But why?
Isn't it obvious? To bring you all together again. To make you realize how much you need one another. To make us a family again.
Were you in on this, Lorraine?
Of course. Your father needed someone to find the body and have it taken away. Then he needed someone to order a fake coroner's report to make the death look official. Unfortunately, that got delayed a few days. Then he needed someone to plan the funeral. Closed casket, of course. Who better than his trusted friend and advisor?
I just never dreamed you would find the treasure so quickly.
Well, we would have found it sooner if Lorraine had read the riddle to us all.
Blame your father. He wanted to see if one of you would keep the information to yourself, as a test.
And I failed.
It took you just a few hours, Pansy. You told them eventually. That's what matters.
But how did you know we needed each other? How could you be sure one of us wouldn't figure it out on our own?
I couldn't, not for sure. But I always knew you had different strengths, different abilities. Pansy is inquisitive, so she was the most likely to find the verse in the first place. Judith knows words. Russell thinks outside the box. And you, Gerald, are very observant. I just had to set up a riddle that would require all of those strengths. What I didn't expect is that it would take someone with a firm grasp of logic to tie it all together.
What can I say? It was a piece of cake.
But Father, the words you wrote in your will, they hurt us deeply.
Please forgive an old novelist for one last piece of fiction.
See, I told you I wasn't an embezzler.
So you didn't mean what you wrote?
Well, there may have been a grain of truth to some of it, but you're all my children. I'm proud of each of you.
Even me, Father?
Especially you.
Pansy? Oh, please. What has Pansy ever done to be proud of?
Come on, investigative reporter, warrior for justice, defender of the truth. Her words have had a bigger impact on the world than my silly tales.
But I kept my career a secret. How did you find out?
You're my daughter. I'd know your writing anywhere.
Why didn't you say anything?
Why didn't you? You were the one keeping the secret, not me.
I guess I was afraid you disowned me after what I wrote in the expose.
That little thing? I get harsh reviews every time I publish a new book.
Well, Father, you certainly outwitted us all, but I'm glad you're alive.
You're here.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, someone needs to tell the news to Grandmama.
Don't worry, she already knows.
Fooled you, didn't we?
What?
Max, did you?
We knew that. What we didn't know was that you were still lucid.
Listen, little boy, I'll be around and keeping long after you moved on.
That's the grandmama I remember.
Well, this calls for a celebration.
It certainly does, but let's make it tomorrow. Coming back from the dead is exhausting.
So does this mean the treasure's been found?
Yes, we all found it.
Oh. Well, that's disappointing.
It's beyond disappointing. It's the quintessence of a catastrophe.
I don't understand. Aren't you guys happy? Your favorite author is alive.
He is? Where?
Right here.
Oh, no. You can't fool us. Byron Pembroke is a much younger man.
See?
How old are those books?
Wait. So, you're alive?
I am now.
But that doesn't make any sense. Earlier, when we were scanning the room, we picked up very high vibrational energy.
And the ghost, he even told us he was murdered.
You mean Josiah?
Josiah?
Yes, Josiah Mad. M-A-D-D-E. He's the man who built this house. I even wrote a book about him, A Mad Murder.
1794. Didn't you calibrate the scanner so we know how old the ghost was?
I couldn't. The dial was on the fritz.
I think you're on the fritz.
All these people.
Shall I get rid of them, sir?
Don't bother. The more the merrier in this madhouse.
Hi there.
That is quite a full stage of kids. Well, holy smokes, 45 cast members. So amazing. So, thank you all for coming. Thank you for being such an awesome audience with your laughter and your applause, and just, we so appreciate you guys. This has just been an absolute blast. And these kids, with 45 kids, really, talk about some well-behaved kids. It was pretty impressive. I thought, okay, what shenanigans are they going to get in? But honestly, it's been an absolute blast. And I love their love for Jesus and letting the Lord shine through them. And it's also been a blessing to work with my assistant director, Beth Brady, and she will be taking over directing next year. My daughter is a senior, and so I have no more babies here. So it's Beth's turn to step in, and it's going to be awesome. It's been a joy working with her. So we also want to recognize our seniors tonight.
Oh my goodness.
We have eight seniors. So first we'll recognize my baby girl, Kara Sevchek. Come on up.
Thank you.
She's been a part of this since she was 4 years old, sitting back in the backstage, so. And then Liam Nordland, come on up. Great job, hilarious. And then we need Genevieve Pimple. And then our sweet Hannah Elliott. And then, I'm telling you, 8, that's a lot. And then we have Zeke Hamilton. All right, and then we have Eli Nisbet. And then we have Isabel the Judith. She's very Judithy. And then who am I missing? Oh, can't forget the cop. We need Lindsay Prince up here. Such an awesome job. So proud of you guys. Fabulous job. And we just love you guys so much, and we are going to miss you so much. And I'm excited to be out in the audience and watch you other kids grow and grow. Oh, thank you. Please. Awesome. Yay! I finished it! Thank you. So I might say this a lot. So I got my again shirt. So thank you guys. So now the kids are going to gently, and not yet until I tell them to, go off the stage and go up each side, and then okay, seniors, little snobbies, okay, but not yet. And they're gonna go up to the top, and you guys can go tell them how fabulous they are, and see George's hair and glasses there, and what he really looks like. That's right. And so, kids, you can go gently and calmly right now. And we'll get the lights turned on, and you guys can go up. Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate you.